My father sold me for a nursing contract and a handshake in a New York skyscraper. Not to slavery, not to trafficking, to a Korean mafia boss who wanted to put his child in my womb. I didn't know it yet. I thought I was going to Seoul to work in a hospital. I thought the contract in my hands was my ticket out of poverty. I was wrong. If you ever trusted someone who was lying straight to your face, if you've ever signed something because you were desperate and didn't read the fine print, if you know what it feels like when the people who are supposed to protect you are the ones who sell you, this story is for you. I'm about to show you how a father's debt can become a daughter's cage. But first, if you've ever felt trapped by choices someone else made for you, hit subscribe. You are not alone. Now watch what happens when a black nursing student from Atlanta meets a man who doesn't see her as human. He sees her as bloodline. Because sometimes the person you trust most is the one holding the knife. The smell of antiseptic burns Amal's nose every single shift. 14 hours, sometimes 16. Midtown Atlanta's emergency room doesn't stop for anyone. She peels bloody gloves off her hands, tosses them in the red bin, and watches another overdose patient get wheeled past her. She's 24. Nursing school loans sit on her phone like a second heartbeat. $47,000. The number blinks every time she opens a bank app. Her sneakers squeak on the tile as she clocks out at 6 a.m. The bus stop smells like rain and exhaust. She collapses into a plastic seat, pulls out her phone, scrolls through a K-drama she's been watching for 3 weeks. Some ruthless CEO grabbing a girl's wrist, pulling her close, saying cold things that somehow sound romantic. She laughs to herself. That's not real. Nobody acts like that. She has no idea. At home, her father Toby is awake. He's always awake now. Pressed shirt, shaved face, fake smile. He reheats jollof rice in the microwave, sets it in front of her without a word. Amal eats in silence. She notices things. The drawer by the window, half open, bills inside with red stamps. Final notice. Letters and envelopes with foreign stamps she doesn't recognize. His phone buzzes. Unknown number. International code. He stares at it. Declines. His hand is shaking. You good, Dad? Yeah, baby, I'm good. His lying. 3 days later, he sits her down at the kitchen table. There's a folder between them. Glossy paper. A logo she doesn't recognize. Korean characters next to English words. Healthcare recruitment. Seoul metropolitan opportunity. Amal, listen. His voice is too cheerful. I got you something. A real opportunity. She flips through the pages. Sponsorship. Visa. Housing included. Tier 1 hospital. Salary in USD converted from one. Way more than she's making now. This is... Dad, how did you even? I got connections. Baby. Old friends. They're looking for talent. African nurses. You would be perfect. She wants to believe him. She's tired. Tired of double shifts. Tired of loans. Tired of America pretending it's a promised land while she can't even afford to get her car fixed. So, she says slowly, the word feels foreign in her mouth. Like, Korea. Like opportunity Korea. She looks at him. His eyes won't meet hers. What's the catch? No catch. Just a longer contract. 3 years. But they pay for everything. You come back and you're set. She flips to the last page. Signature line. Her name already typed underneath. Amal Okoye. Meanwhile, in New York, Toby sits across from a man on the 80th floor of a glass tower. The city spread below them like a glowing ocean. The man's name is Kang Minute Kyu. Tailored suit. Sharp jaw. A scar near his mouth that makes his smile look dangerous. Minute Kyu slides a folder across the table. Inside, photos of Amal. Her hospital badge. A screenshot from a YouTube video she posted 2 years ago, talking about nursing school. Her face. Her smile. Her bloodline has been tracking since she was born. You can't pay, Minute Kyu says. His English is perfect. Calm. Cold. So he adjusts the terms. Toby's hands grip his knees under the table. She's my daughter. And you used her name as collateral when you borrowed from me. Minute Kyu taps the folder. Now she pays it back. This isn't. She's going to work. You said she'd work. Minute Kyu's smile doesn't reach his eyes. She will. For me. In my home. She will give me what I need. What does that mean? It means once she steps on my plane, she belongs to me. Toby's face goes pale, but he doesn't argue. He's too deep, too scared, too weak. Minute Kyu stands, straightens his cuffs, makes sure she signs. And Toby, he leans close. Don't tell her the truth. It's easier that way. Back in Atlanta, Amal sits at her small desk. The contract is in front of her. She's reading it, but the legal words blur together. Sponsorship, commitment, binding agreement. Her father stands in the doorway, watching. You trust me, right? He asks quietly. She looks up. Yeah, Dad, I trust you. She picks up the pen, signs her name. The ink is still wet when she smiles for the first time in weeks. So, she whispers, here I come. She pictures hospitals, city lights, a new life. She has no idea what she just agreed to. If your own father was hiding a deal like this from you, would you still trust him? Tell me in the comments. And if you've ever signed something you didn't fully understand, hit subscribe, because what Amal just agreed to will change everything. Chapter 2, Arrival in Seoul and the Rule. Incheon Airport smells like roasted coffee and something sweet Amal can't name. The announcement switch between Korean, English, Japanese. She stands in the arrival hall with her one suitcase, scanning the crowd for a hospital recruiter. Someone with a clipboard, a welcome sign. Scrubs, maybe. Instead, she sees a man in a black suit. No smile, no clipboard, just a white placard with her name in perfect handwriting. Amal Okoye. Her stomach twists. Something feels off, but she's tired. Jet-lagged. She tells herself this is just how things work here. Hi, I'm. He doesn't respond, just takes a suitcase and walks toward the exit. She follows, because what else can she do? The car is black, tinted windows, leather seats, no conversation. The driver doesn't look at her, doesn't explain. Seoul rolls past the window. Neon signs, river bridges, skyscrapers glowing against the night. It's beautiful, but the tinted glass makes it feel distant, like she's watching someone else's life. She expects them to stop near a hospital or a dorm, somewhere normal. Instead, they drive up, into the hills. The roads get narrower, the gates get bigger. Biometric scanners, armed guards who don't smile. Her heart starts pounding. Excuse me, she says. Where are we going? Silence. The car stops in front of a mansion. Glass walls, marble steps, security cameras everywhere. This isn't a hospital. Inside, she's escorted to a room. It's too luxurious for a nurse, too empty for a home. Minimalist furniture, a bed with silk sheets, a window overlooking the city lights. No scrubs, no paperwork, no welcome packet. She tries her phone. No service. She tries the door. Locked from the outside. Panic floods her chest. She sits on the edge of the bed, hands shaking, trying to breathe. Then she hears footsteps. The lock clicks. The door opens. Kang Minute Kyu walks in. He's more attractive than she expected. Sharp suit, clean hair, a thin scar near his mouth. His presence fills the room like smoke. Amal, he says. Her name sounds strange in his accent. Welcome. Where am I? Her voice cracks. This isn't a hospital. No, it's my home. He pours tea from a pot on the table, hands her a cup. Sit. She doesn't move. He smiles. It's not warm. Sit, please. She sits. Her legs won't stop shaking. He asks her about Atlanta, about nursing school, about her dreams. His voice is calm, almost gentle. She starts to relax. Maybe this is just a weird cultural thing. Maybe she misunderstood. Then he stands, walks to the door, and locks it. The sound echoes. Final. Too loud. Her breath catches. He turns back to her. The smile is gone. Your father owed me money, he says. A lot of money. He couldn't pay. So we made an arrangement. What arrangement? Her voice is barely a whisper. You. The word lands like a punch. I came here to work. You came here because you were collateral. He steps closer. You signed a contract. You belong to me now. No, I didn't sign. You signed what your father told you to sign. His eyes are cold, and now you're here, and you will do exactly what I brought you here to do. She stands, backs toward the window. I'm not doing anything. I'm leaving. I'm going to the embassy. He laughs. It's bitter, sharp. With what passport? I have it. With what phone? I control the signal. With what money? Tears burn her eyes. She feels the glass cold against her back. He steps so close she can smell his cologne. Expensive, suffocating. And then he says it. The words that will haunt her for months. Open your legs. His voice is a roar. It rattles a glass, shakes her bones. I will only stop when my child is in your womb. The echo bounces off the walls, off the marble, off her chest. His not asking, his not threatening, his stating fact, like his reading terms from a contract already signed in blood. Amal's knees buckle. Her hands press against the glass behind her. She can't breathe, can't think. She sees his eyes. Not cruelty, not lust. Something worse. Desperation. Like she's the last piece of something he lost a long time ago. Please, she whispers. I'm nobody. I'm nothing. I'm just. You're wrong. His voice cracks. You're the only thing that can save me. She hears voices outside. Guards. Staff. Watching. Making sure their boss gets what he paid for. She closes her eyes. Leaves her body. Goes somewhere else. Anywhere else. She thinks of her mother, who died when she was 6. She thinks of the ocean. She thinks of anything but here. Time stops making sense. His hands. The silk sheets. The cold air. His breath in her ear. And then, nothing. He collapses. Not from exhaustion. From something breaking inside him. He buries his face in her neck. And he sobs. Deep. Guttural. The kind of crying that comes from a place beyond pain. Forgive me, he whispers. Not to her. To someone else. Say, my baby girl, forgive me. Amal realizes in this moment, this man is drowning, and is trying to pull her under because at least then he won't be alone. Chapter 3. 3 months as property. 3 months. 90 days of learning how to be property. Amal walks through hallways with ceilings so high her voice disappears before it reaches the top. Marble floors reflect her face back at her. Distorted. Unrecognizable. Outside, she looks like a queen. Designer dresses. Silk. Diamonds that feel like chains. She's brought to parties where powerful men speak in low voices, nodding at minute cue with respect. They look at her with curiosity, some with disgust. She catches pieces of Korean she doesn't understand yet. Experiment. Symbol. Disgrace. She doesn't know which one she is. Maybe all 3. Inside, in the quiet, she is nothing. Staff call her madam, but never meet her eyes. Guards stand outside her door all night. She hears their boots, their radios, the click of guns. When Minute Q visits, his presence swallows a room. Sometimes he touches her like she's glass. Fragile, breakable. Sometimes he touches her like she's his. Cold, clinical, entitled. She's learned how to leave her body, how to count the ceiling tiles. 1, 2, 3. How to survive certain nights by going somewhere else in her mind. She memorized guard rotations, security code she overhears, the kitchen schedule, anything that might help her escape. But she also starts to see the cracks in him. Nights when he doesn't touch her at all. Just sits at the edge of the bed, shirt undone, staring at nothing. He drinks. Whiskey. Straight. No ice. He mutters in Korean. Curses. Names she doesn't recognize. Once, she hears him say Ase again, the same name from the first night. She asks, quiet, testing, who is Ase? He freezes. His jaw tightens. He doesn't answer, just stands and leaves. But she knows now, there's a ghost in this house. And it's not her. She starts testing limits. sneaks into the kitchen at 3 a.m., asks the housekeeper small questions in broken English, stands too long on the balcony, calculating how far the drop is, how many bones might break, whether it's worth it. One night, she finds keycards in a drawer. Guard badges. She takes 2. She makes it as far as the service exit. Hand on the door. Heart pounding. Freedom 10 feet away. Then she hears his voice behind her. You still think your life is your own. She turns. Minute Q stands there. Not angry. Sad. It's not, he says quietly. And the sooner you understand that, the safer you'll be. Safe from what? From everyone who wants you dead. Her blood runs cold. He steps closer. You think I'm your only problem. Amal, you think I'm the worst thing that can happen to you. His hand touches her cheek. She flinches. I'm the only reason you're still breathing. If you were Amal, would you keep testing the cage, even if every mistake might cost you your life? Or would you submit and wait for a safer chance? Tell me what kind of survivor you are. And don't forget to like and subscribe, because her next move will drag blood into the snow. Chapter 4. The Escape in the Snow, Korea's Edge of Boozin'. Winter hits Korea like a knife. Minute Q takes Amal with him on a business trip to the coast. Boozin'. The air smells like salt and oil. The estate there is different. Half warehouse, half villa. The guards are sloppy, lazy. They play cards, smoke cigarettes. For the first time since landing in this country, Amal sees an opening. It's 2 a.m. when she makes a move. She steals a worker's coat from a hook near the kitchen. Thick, dirty, smells like sweat and diesel. She slips out through a side door while generators roar and men argue in Korean over shipping manifests. The cold slaps her face. She runs. Her lungs burn with every breath. Snow rides a wind, cutting her cheeks. Her feet slip on ice. She doesn't care. She's outside. She's free. For the first time in 3 months, she breathes air that doesn't belong to him. She runs downhill, through alleys, past stacks of shipping containers. The dock spread out in front of her, cranes, ships, lights reflecting on black water. She has no plan, no money, no language. Just away, anywhere but his cage. But freedom doesn't last. 2 men step out from between containers. They are not Minute Q's men. Different gang, rival colors. They see her, foreign woman, alone, panicked, and their eyes light up. They speak in Korean. Fast, sharp. One of them laughs. Amal backs up. Her spine hits cold metal. One man grabs her arm. His grip is iron. She tries to scream, but his hand covers her mouth. The smell of cigarettes and violence. The other man pulls out his phone. He's calling someone. Negotiating. She's leverage now. A prize. A mistake that wandered into the wrong territory. She closes her eyes. This is how she dies. Then a gunshot cracks the air. The man holding her phone drops. Blood sprays across the snow. Red on white. The other man freezes. His hand falls from her mouth. She turns. Minute Q stands at the edge of the alley. Coat flapping. Gun raised. Eyes burning. Not with jealousy, but with rage. Rage that someone touched what belongs to him. He doesn't hesitate. Fires again. The second man goes down. Screaming. Clutching his leg. Minute Q's men arrive. Silent. Efficient. They drag the bodies away. One is still alive. Still begging. Minute Q steps over him without a glance. He walks straight to Amal. She's shaking. Blood on her stolen coat. Blood in the snow. Blood on her hands. He grabs her chin. Forces her to look. This is what happens when you wander off my path. His voice is low. Deadly. You think I'm your only problem? Look around. She sees it now. The bodies. The guns. The men in the shadows who would have done worse than he ever did. You're not just my prisoner, Amal. You're a target, and I'm the only thing standing between you and them. He drags her back to the car. She doesn't fight. She's too numb. Her hands won't stop shaking. She stares at the blood under her nails. Whose blood? The man who grabbed her? The man Minute Q killed? In the car, silence. The engine hums. The city lights fade behind them. She looks at him. His jaw is tight. His knuckles are white on the steering wheel. "Why did you come?" she whispers. "Because you're mine." He doesn't look at her. "And I protect what's mine." Not because he loves her. Not because she matters. Because she's property. Valuable property in a war she can't even see yet. But here's the thing that twists her stomach. He saved her. He killed for her. And she doesn't know if that makes him her monster or her shield. Maybe both. After what you just saw, would you hate the man who shot to protect you? Or trust him a little more? Comment hate or trust and tell me why. And before we continue, please don't forget to like and subscribe. This is your only way of supporting us, as we promise to bring you interesting and hooking stories every single day. Also tell me in the comments where you are watching from and what time it is there. I want to know how far this story of love and survival has traveled. Chapter 5, The Poison in the Night Maze. Back in Seoul, everything tightens. No more late-night kitchen visits. No more standing on the balcony alone. Guards follow her everywhere, even to the bathroom. But something else changes too. Minute Kyu softens. Just a little. Just enough to confuse her. He orders the staff to cook Nigerian food more often. Jollof rice. Egusi soup. The smell makes her cry the first time. It smells like home. He hires a Korean tutor. A quiet woman who teaches Amal basic phrases 3 times a week. Annyeonghaseyo. Hello. Gamsahamnida. Thank you. Daojuseyo. Help me. Sometimes he sits with her on the balcony, both of them silent, looking down at the glowing city. 2 people trapped in the same cage for different reasons. She doesn't forgive him, but she starts to see him, and that's more dangerous than hate. Then comes the dinner. Formal, expensive, long table, crystal glasses, men in suits she's never seen before, elders from the organization. They speak in Korean, glancing at her like she's a stain on expensive fabric. Minute Kyu sits at the head of the table. Calm, controlled. She sits to his right. A delicate dish is placed in front of her. White fish, garnished with herbs. It smells perfect. She takes a bite. At first, nothing. Then, metallic taste. Her fingers start to tremble. The room tilts. Her heartbeat pounds in her ears. Across the table, Minute Kyu narrows his eyes. Watching, he sees her hand shake. Without a word, he reaches over, takes her plate, tastes the same fish himself. His jaw tightens. He spits into a napkin. One word in Korean, niga. Out! Chaos erupts. Guards flood the room. Staff are pulled aside. The chef is dragged from the kitchen, screaming denials. Amal is carried to her room. A doctor arrives. Checks her pulse, her pupils, forces her to drink something bitter that makes her gag. Minute Kyu stands in the corner, silent, watching. His fists are clenched. When the doctor leaves, he finally speaks. Someone tried to poison you. Her blood runs cold. Who? Not me. His voice is sharp. Not a rival. Someone inside. Why? He looks at her for a long moment. Because you're more dangerous to them than you are to me. She doesn't understand, but he doesn't explain. That night, she pretends to sleep. Through half-closed eyes, she watches him sit by the window. He doesn't touch her, doesn't speak, just sits there, wrapped in shadows. From his pocket, he pulls something small. A wooden horse, carved rough, worn smooth from being held too many times. He cradles it like it's made of glass. In the firelight, his face is a map of devastation. Lost love, regret, the kind of pain that never stops bleeding. He whispers to the wooden horse, "I'm sorry, Asahe." His voice cracks. "I wasn't there when you needed me. I'm sorry." Amal's chest tightens. She realizes something that breaks her. This man didn't capture her because he wanted a woman. He captured her because he wanted to resurrect his past. His daughter, Aisee, gone, dead, taken by enemies while he was too slow to save her. And somehow, Amal, black, foreign, stolen, looks enough like his ghost to make him believe he can fix what's broken. She's not his wife, not his salvation. She's a mirror for his madness. And now they are both trapped. If someone saved your life twice but also stole your freedom, how would you see them? As a savior, a captor, or something in between? Tell me in the comments. And subscribe, because the secret reason Amal is still alive is about to surface. Chapter 6, Tokyo, Files and Ghosts. The poison attempt changes everything. Within 48 hours, Minute Kyu moves her out of Korea entirely. No warning. No explanation. Just packlight. We leave tonight. They fly to Tokyo under false names. New passports. New identities. She's no longer Malo Koye on paper. She's someone else. A ghost. The plane is private. Empty. Just her, him, and two guards who don't speak. She watches Korea disappear below the clouds and feels nothing. No relief. No fear. Just numb. Tokyo is different. The apartment is high-rise. Glass walls. Neon kanji glowing outside the window. Vending machines hum on every corner. The city sounds sharper here. Faster. More alien. No huge walls. No armed guards at every door. Just her and Minute Kyu. It's worse. Before, she had distance. Staff. Witnesses. Now it's just the two of them orbiting each other like broken planets. Separate beds at first. Tense mornings. Takeout ramen. Nigerian stew shipped from a specialty store that makes her cry when she tastes it. He doesn't touch her as much here. Doesn't rule. Doesn't demand. But the silence is heavier. One night, he leaves. Business, he says. She's alone. She shouldn't. She knows she shouldn't. But she opens his laptop. She expects financial records. Hit lists. Shipment logs. Instead, she finds files. Old ones. Scanned documents. Photos. Her hands freeze on the trackpad. A baby. Dark curls. Brown skin. Tiny fist wrapped around someone's finger. The photo is grainy. Old. Taken in a hospital. She zooms in on the nameplate in the background. St. Mary's Hospital. London. Her heart pounds. She clicks another file. Medical records. A birth certificate. The baby's name is redacted, but the mother's name is there. Adana Okoye. Amal's middle name. Her mother's name. She scrolls faster now. Hand shaking. DNA chart. Genetic markers highlighted in yellow. A family tree with Korean surnames on one side. Nigerian names on the other. And at the bottom, her name. Amal Adana Okoye. Connected by a red line to the Kang family. Her stomach drops. She's not random. She was never random. Before she was old enough to walk, someone in Minute Kyu's world logged her existence. Tagged her. Tracked her. Labeled her as a risk. A tool. A loose end. She hears the door unlock. Minute Kyu walks in. Wet from the rain. Jacket dripping. He sees her. Sees a laptop. Sees the files open on the screen. He doesn't yell. He just stops. Who am I really? Her voice shakes. Who the hell am I to you? He closes the door slowly, walks to the table, sits across from her. For the first time, he looks tired. Not angry, just exhausted. You want the truth. I want the truth. He exhales. Your mother was involved with someone in my family. A man who wasn't supposed to fall in love with a black woman. It was forbidden. Dangerous. When you were born, the elders wanted you erased. Her chest tightens. Your father, Toby, he wasn't your biological father. He was paid to take you to America, raise you, keep you hidden. The room spins. So my whole life was a lie. Your whole life was survival. His voice cracks. They wanted you dead, Amal. Toby kept you alive. And when he couldn't protect you anymore, he sold you to the one person who could. You. Me. She stares at the baby photo on the screen. The tiny fist. The dark curls. That baby is her. And she was born into a war she never knew existed. Minute Kyu reaches across the table. His hand covers hers. I didn't bring you here to hurt you. I brought you here because you're the key to everything. Your blood. Your line. If I can unite it with mine, through a child, no one can touch you again. She pulls her hand away. You're using me. I'm saving you. By putting a baby in my womb. By giving you a throne. She stands, walks to the window. Tokyo glows below her, a city that doesn't know her name, doesn't care about her blood. She presses her forehead to the cold glass. I don't want a throne, she whispers. I just wanted to be a nurse. Behind her, Minute Kyu says nothing, because they both know it's too late for that now. If you discovered that your whole childhood was a cover-up for someone else's crimes, what would hurt you most, the lie or the people who kept it? Comment your thoughts, and like and subscribe, because the next chapter will reveal exactly whose blood runs in Amal's veins. Chapter 7, London, The Bloodline Truth. They fly to London 3 days later. The city is gray, cold. Drizzle coats the streets. Old brick buildings, red buses, double-decker nostalgia that feels wrong for what they're about to uncover. Minute Kyu hired someone to dig. A researcher. They found a name, an address, a lawyer who handled delicate cases 30 years ago. The office is small, tucked between a pub and a laundrette. The sign outside is faded. Harris & Sons, Legal Services. Inside smells like old paper and regret. The man who greets them is old. White hair, shaking hands. His eyes widen when Minute Kyu says the name Kang. I don't handle those cases anymore, he says quickly. I'm retired. Minute Kyu places an envelope on the desk. Cash. Enough to make the man's hands stop shaking for a second. We're not here to cause trouble, Minute Kyu says. We're here for records. The man looks at Amal, really looks at her. You're the baby, he whispers. Her heart stops. He takes them to the back. A storage room. Boxes stacked floor to ceiling. Dust everywhere. He pulls one box down. Opens it with a key that's been hanging around his neck for decades. Inside, sealed files. He spreads them on the table like they're evidence of the crime scene. First document. Birth certificate. Name, Amal Adana. Redacted. Mother, Adana Okoye. Nigerian national. Father, Kang Jae-sung. Korean national. Amal's breath catches. She has a Korean father. A real one. Not Toby. Not the man who raised her. A man from the Kang family line. Second document. Custody transfer papers. Signed by Kang Jae-sung and witnessed by 2 elders. The baby. Handed over to the buyers Okoye with $50,000 and instructions to provide a normal life overseas. Ensure no contact with Korean family. Third document. Death certificate. Name, Adana Okoye. Cause of death, acute complications. Hemorrhage, 24 hours post-birth. Her mother died the day after she was born. Amal's handshake. Tears blur her vision. She never knew her mother. She thought her mother left, that she didn't want her. But she didn't leave. She died, alone, in a foreign country, giving birth to a baby the world didn't want. What happened to my father? Amal's voice breaks. Kang Jae-sung. Where is he? The old lawyer looks down. Dead. 2 years after you were born. Killed by his own family for disgracing the line. Minute Kyu's jaw tightens. He already knew. He just didn't tell her. So they killed my parents and sold me. The lawyer nods. You were a problem. A mixed child. Evidence of rebellion. They wanted you erased. But Tobias Okoye took the money and ran. Raised you in America where no one would look. She feels hollow. Her whole life. Every memory. Every moment of thinking she was just a girl from Atlanta trying to survive. It was all a cover-up. She's not nobody. She's the hidden heir of a bloodline that tried to bury her. Minute Kyu stands. Places another envelope on the table. Thicker this time. Thank you, he says to the lawyer. Forget we were here. The man nods. He's already sealing the box again. Outside, the rain is heavier now. Amal walks without direction. Minute Kyu follows a few steps behind. She ends up at the Thames. The water is dark. City lights smear across the surface like paint. She stands at the edge, staring down. I brought you here because you needed to know, Minute Kyu says quietly. Not to hurt you, to arm you. Arm me for what? For the choice you're going to have to make. She turns to him. Rain drips from her hair, her face. What choice? Whether you stay hidden or take back what's yours. She looks back at the water. At the lights. At the city where her mother died and her story began. She thinks of Toby, of Atlanta, of nursing school, of the girl she used to be. That girl is gone, and in her place stands someone dangerous. Someone with a name, a bloodline, a claim. The elders wanted her erased, but she's still breathing, and now she knows why. If you were Amal and learned the man who captured you was also the only one keeping your family's story alive, even in a twisted way, would you cut him off or hear him out? Tell me, and subscribe, because in the next chapter she finally has real power, and what she does with it will shake everything. Chapter 8, The Choice, Burn or Rule. Back in the London flat, the documents spread across the table like weapons. Birth certificate, custody papers, death certificate, DNA charts. Everything that proves Amal isn't just some nursing student from Atlanta. She's Kang bloodline. Hidden, hunted, alive. Minute Kyu sits across from her. For the first time since she met him, he doesn't look like a monster. He looks tired, like he's been carrying something too heavy for too long. Now you know, he says. So now you choose. Choose what? What happens next? He leans forward. You have 3 options, Amal, and I'm not going to lie to you anymore. Each one will cost you something. She waits, heart pounding. Option 1, he taps the documents. Expose everything. Leak these files to law enforcement, to rival gangs, to the press. Destroy the Kang syndicate from the inside. Watch powerful men fall. But you'll be hunted by everyone. Seoul, London, New York, Los Angeles, every city we operate in, someone will want you dead. You'll spend the rest of your life running. She swallows hard. Option 2, he pulls a blank passport from his jacket. I give you a new identity. Money. Documents. You disappear. Some quiet city. New name. New life. You walk away from all of this. And you'll always be looking over your shoulder. Always wondering if today's the day someone recognizes you. Always asking yourself what you could have been if you'd stayed. Her hands tremble. Option 3. His eyes lock on hers. You sit on the throne with me. Use your bloodline. Use my power. We reshape the organization from the inside. Cut off the worst parts. Build something new. Still dangerous, she whispers. Still dangerous. He agrees. But yours. Your name. Your power. Your choice. Silence fills the room. Rain taps against the window. The city hums below them. What about the baby? Her voice is barely audible. The child you wanted in my womb. Was that real? Or just another move on the board? Minute Kyu looks away. At first, it was strategy. A child with your blood and mine would be untouchable. The elders couldn't deny it. Couldn't erase it. And now? He meets her eyes again. Now I don't know. Maybe it still is strategy. Maybe it's something else. Maybe I just wanted to create something that didn't die. Her hand moves unconsciously to her stomach. She doesn't know if she's pregnant. They haven't checked, haven't talked about it. But the possibility sits between them like a ghost. You're asking me to choose between burning your empire or ruling it, she says. After everything you did to me. After the roar. After the cage. After months of being property. Yes. Why would I help you? Because it's not about helping me. His voice cracks. It's about claiming what's yours. Your mother died giving birth to you. Your father was killed for loving her. Toby sold you to survive. The elders wanted you erased. He stands, walks to the window. You've been running your whole life, Amal. From debt, from invisibility, from people who decided your life wasn't worth anything. He turns back. This is your chance to stop running, to make them run from you. She stands too, faces him. You're a monster, she says. I know. You stole my freedom. I know. You roared at me like I was nothing. His jaw tightens. I was desperate. I lost my daughter. I lost everything. And when I saw you, when I saw your face, your blood, your line, I thought maybe I could fix it. Fix me. You can't fix yourself by breaking someone else. I know that now. His voice is raw. But I also kept you alive. Twice. 3 times. I could have let you die in the snow. Let the poison work. Let the elders erase you like they wanted. So I'm supposed to be grateful. No. He steps closer. You're supposed to be angry. Angry enough to take everything they tried to steal from you and make it yours. She looks at the documents on the table. Her birth certificate. Her mother's name. Her father's blood. She thinks of Atlanta. Of double shifts. Of scraping by. Of being invisible. She thinks of Seoul. Of marble floors. Of being property. She thinks of Tokyo. Of the files. Of learning the truth. She thinks of London. Of the rain. Of her mother dying alone. All of it led here. To this moment. To this choice. She picks up her old Atlanta ID. The photo is from 2 years ago. She looks young. Hopeful. Tired but dreaming. That girl doesn't exist anymore. In her place stands someone sharper. Someone who survived cages and snow and poison and truth. Someone who has a claim. She looks at Minute Q. If I do this, if I take the throne, you don't own me. Not my body. Not my choices. Not my name. Agreed. And the elders who wanted me dead, they answer to me. Agreed. And if I ever want to walk away, you walk away. His voice is firm. No chains. No threats. You'll be free. She doesn't believe him. Not fully. But she believes herself. And that's enough. If you had the power to destroy the empire that hurt you, but also the chance to rule it and change it, what would you actually do? Burn or rule? Comment, burn or rule, and explain. And don't forget to like and subscribe. You need to see the decision she makes. Chapter 9. The heir's decision. 1 week later, they return to Seoul. Not to the mansion. To a private conference hall in Gangnam. Neutral ground. The kind of place where powerful men meet to decide the fate of cities. Inside, a long table. Mahogany. Polished so clean Amal can see her reflection in it. Sitting around the table, the Kang elders. 7 men. Gray hair. Expensive suits. Cold eyes. They've run the syndicate for decades. They've buried bodies. Erased names. Controlled empires across Seoul, Los Angeles, London, Tokyo. They expect Minute Q to walk in alone. To explain why he's kept a problem woman alive this long. To apologize. Instead, the door opens, and Amal walks in first. She's dressed in black. Tailored suit. Hair pulled back. No jewelry. No makeup. She doesn't need it. She carries a folder. Minute Q walks behind her. Not in front. Not leading. Following. The elders freeze. One of them speaks in Korean. Sharp. Angry. Minute Q responds calmly. Then switches to English. She understands more than you think. And she's not here as my guest. She's here as Kang bloodline. Silence. Amal sets a folder on the table. Opens it. Spreads the documents out one by one. Birth certificate. DNA chart. Custody papers. Death certificate. My name is Amal Adano Okoye, she says. Her voice is steady. Strong. Daughter of Kang Jae-sung and Adana Okoye. You killed my father for loving my mother. You tried to erase me before I could walk. You paid a man to hide me in America and pretend I didn't exist. The elders don't move, but their faces tighten. I'm not here to apologize for being alive, she continues. I'm not here to beg for a place at this table. She leans forward, hands flat on the mahogany. I'm here to tell you that I exist, that my blood is as Kang as yours, and that if you try to erase me again, I will burn this entire organization to the ground. One elder laughs. It's bitter. You think you have power here? You're nothing. A mistake. A witness. Minute Q's voice cuts through. She has documents, names, dates, every dirty deal you've tried to bury. If anything happens to her, it all goes public. Another elder speaks. Older, calmer. What do you want? Amal straightens. Recognition. My name restored to the family line. And a seat at this table when decisions are made. Impossible. Then watch me make it possible. Her eyes are fire. You spent 30 years pretending I didn't exist. I spent 30 years surviving despite you. I'm done being invisible. The room is silent. On the wall behind the elders, screens show holdings across the world. Atlanta properties, Los Angeles clubs, Seoul ports, London shells, Tokyo partners, a map of all the places that shaped her story. She sees it now, the size of what she's claiming, the weight of it, but she doesn't back down. One elder finally speaks. If we accept you, you will be bound by the same rules as the rest of us, the same blood oaths. I understand. You will have enemies, inside and outside this family. I already do. And if you fail, if you prove to be a liability, we will remove you. She smiles. It's cold. Sharp. You can try. Minute Q steps beside her now. Not in front. Not behind. Beside. She's not asking for mercy, he says. She's offering you a chance to evolve, to stop pretending the world is still what it was 30 years ago. She's proof that this family can survive change. The eldest man at the table stares at Amal for a long moment. Then he nods. Slowly, we will take a vote. 3 days later, the answer comes. Conditional acceptance. Amal is recognized as Kang bloodline. She's given access to certain holdings, a voice in certain decisions. Not full power. Not yet, but enough. Enough to be seen, to be heard, to be more than property. She stands on the balcony of a new apartment in Seoul. The city glows below her. Neon rivers. Endless lights. Minute Kyu stands beside her. You did it, he says quietly. We're not done. She looks at him. This is just the beginning. I know. And if you ever try to own me again, I won't. His voice is firm. You're not mine to own anymore. You never really were. She thinks of her mother, of Adana, who died bringing her into this world. She thinks of her father, of Kang Jae-sun, who loved to cross borders and paid with his life. She thinks of Toby, who lied but also kept her alive. She thinks of the girl from Atlanta who just wanted to be a nurse. That girl is gone. In her place stands Amal Kang. A survivor, chooser. Once, a man roared at her to open her leg so his child could grow in her womb. Now, the whole room waits for her to open her mouth, because a word will decide whether this empire lives, dies, or becomes something new. And the choice is finally, truly, hers. If you followed Amal's journey from Atlanta to Korea to Tokyo to London and back to this moment, tell me, do you think she made the right choice? What would you have chosen in her place? Comment your ending. And if this story broke you, healed you, or made you think about love, power, and freedom in a new way, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because more stories like this are coming, and I want you there for every chapter.